That's the one that is going to make them think, yes, I want this person to come into my university. But the most important part of your UCAS application is, are you applying for university this year? Are you unsure of how to even start your application or how it even works? So hey guys, my name is Shola and I'm a 4th year dental student. I'm currently studying in London. Today I'm going to be telling you how to strengthen your UCAS application for your degree and how to get into the top universities. Let's get straight into it. This is actually something that people don't know, but the most important part of your UCAS application is your predicted grades. You can have the best personal statement, but if you don't meet those predicted grades, you can't even apply for the degree. That's how deep it is. So my major tip for anyone who's watching, if you have a chance of changing your predicted grades, I would really recommend putting your head down and doing well in your year 12 end of year mocks or your year 13 test at the start of the year. This is really important because you have to have the grades to apply for what you want. If you don't have the grades, even if your personal statement is amazing and you've done all of the work experience, you simply won't be allowed to get into that degree because you don't meet their requirement. And it's not to say that you won't meet them in the future when you actually sit the exam, but it's purely based off your predicted grades. So that's why it's very important that these are good. It may seem backwards, but they see your grade before they see your personal statement. So you can't even begin to tell them about how great of a student you're going to be if your grades are not up to par for them. So if you have the chance to improve your grades, then definitely be sure to do that. It really helps to widen your choices, especially if you're not sure of what you want to do yet. I always also say, if you don't know what you want to do for your degree, then make sure you get good grades in your facilitating subjects. These are subjects which are in this list. These basically help you to have a broad range of career choices because they kind of overlap in most of the degrees. If you do well in these courses, then you're more likely to be able to apply to more degrees. Obviously, for these mocks, don't burn out, don't give it your absolute all and then you can't actually revise for the actual exam, but at the same time, try to take it seriously. I know mocks in secondary school may not have been as serious, but towards the end of year 12 and start of year 13, they are actually quite serious for your application. So this video is actually kindly sponsored by King's Inter High. King's Inter High is the UK leading school where you can work your learning around your schedule. They provide the IB diploma, which you can study anywhere all across the world online from the comfort of your own home. If you're 16 to 19 years old and you're looking to get some qualifications in order to get into university, this is the perfect place to look. It is a 2-year program for 16 to 19 year olds where you can choose whatever subject you like to do. So there's a lot of different choices. Not only is it interactive, but it also includes state-of-the-art technology such as virtual reality to help enhance your online learning. I get a lot of international students asking me how they can apply for university, what qualifications they can get, and honestly, this is a perfect place to get your qualification. The IB is recognized throughout the world, and this helps because you don't need to travel to any particular place. You can do it on the go, you can do it wherever you are, and the IB is especially flexible to many parts of the world. So if you're trying to apply overseas, if you're trying to apply in the UK, these qualifications are widely accepted. So if you're looking to start your learning journey now, be sure to check out the link in my description and don't miss out, and check out King's Inter High today. So now let's move on to extra things that you should be doing throughout your year 12 and your year 13 to strengthen your UCAS application, because you can't just suddenly start doing everything right before your personal statement. So one thing I really recommend is to develop your extracurriculars. If you're applying for one of these courses such as medicine, dentistry, nursing, it's really important that you have some form of work experience or volunteering. So this is something that you should primarily try to do during year 12 when you have more time, and try to do as much as you can. Try to learn a lot of different things, try to have different work experiences in different specialties, because this will just show your extra motivation. This will show that you're looking to understand what the career holds and that you have a realistic perception of it. So these are things that you should be doing. As well as this, volunteering just shows that you have compassion, that you're willing to put time, that you want to help the community. And if you can just volunteer in a local hospital or care home, that's also really nice to put on your application. I also recommend looking into the degree that you want to do. Definitely look at exemplar personal statements to see what they do and to see if there's anything that you could adapt in your life. This is basically to say that some degrees, they really like a lot of academic research, a lot of reading, a lot of essay writing, contests. So it's really important that you know this from the get-go so that you don't miss out and that you include everything that everyone else is including. If it's something particularly academic, for example, you want to study chemistry at Oxford, this will be very different from someone who wants to study a different degree such as dentistry. You need to make sure you're doing the research, you're looking at the reading list, you're looking at different things that you can do to enhance your personal statement, because you don't want to leave it all until the end. And also, you don't want to lie on your personal statement, so you actually want to make sure you have time to do these things. So some degrees, if you search online for the reading list and the university, a few books do actually come up for degrees, and you can actually acquaint yourself with these so that you can write about it or develop it further in research. So this is something I really recommend that you do. At the end of the day, not everything can be for your course. You should also have really nice hobbies that you have on the side which you find joy from. This can include things like art, doing eyebrow threading, doing nails. Little hobbies like that just shows that you have a life outside of your degree that you want to apply for, and also it will just keep you sane, especially during that degree, because you actually do need pastimes, you do need things that make you happy, otherwise it gets a bit tacky. One thing that's very important to note is your UCAS application deadline. So these differ from year to year, but there's a general time period that they have. So if you're applying for something like medicine, veterinary medicine, dentistry, Oxford or Cambridge, these are due in October. So these are very early on. So you want to start looking at your personal statement from ages ago. Like you want to try maybe August, September, that should be when your personal statement is officially finished. So your personal statement, you should probably start from year 12, the sum of year 12, and then you should probably come to your final draft in September. You do not want to leave it too late because it does take a lot of work, it does take a lot of refinement, and you just want to make sure you get all of that work experience done in year 12, because you won't have that much time in year 13 to do anything before it's due. For other courses, anything else, it's due in January, so you do have a bit more leeway, you do have a bit more space. Please don't leave it until then, and please also note that the grades that you get until that time can influence your predicted grades, so try not to slack too much. Obviously don't burn yourself out at the start of the year, but please be mindful of that. So now let's talk about entrance exams. For certain degrees you have to sit entrance exams. These are obviously different for each degree that you want to do. For example, I'm sure that Oxford and Cambridge have their own different entrance exams for certain degrees. As well as this, if you're applying for medicine or dentistry, you do have to sit the UCAT. These are exams that a lot of people think that you don't have to revise for, but you actually do. Some people aren't just naturally better at it and they don't need that much revision, but for me personally, I had to revise a few weeks for that. So I really recommend that you watch my UCAT video if you haven't already, and just make sure that you put in the work that it needs. So I would recommend by starting by doing a mock or mini mocks in different topics, and then you'll see where you're losing your most marks. Those are the ones that you need to prioritize for the exam, and then just keep doing practice. There's no way about it. There's no little book that you can read, there's no video that you can watch that will make you amazing. You honestly just need to practice it for yourself and make up your own rules in your mind, and that's pretty much the same for other entrance exams. You need to be prepared, you need to do as much practice as you can, get as many different perspectives that you can, advice, ask your teacher. These exams can make or break your application. Honestly, you can have the most perfect personal statement, you have the perfect grade, you have everything that you need, but if you don't do as well in that entrance exam, that will be something that they can judge you against other people. That's not to stress you out, but that's just to say don't leave it until the end, give it the practice that it needs. Finally, let's talk about some personal statements. So by the time this video is uploaded, I should actually have a personal statement video up. This video will be very in-depth, and this will have a comprehensive guide of everything that you need. But just to summarize, as I said before, don't leave it until the end. Give yourself many drafts. I think I did 10 drafts before I was happy with it. Make it sound like you, and all of that work experience that you've got, all of those hobbies you've been doing, relate it back to you and relate it back to the course that you want to do. Don't just say that you saw something and that's why you want to do dentistry. That's not how it works. You saw something, you reflect on what you learned, the qualities that the person showed, and how you also have these qualities, and that's why you can do the course. That's how you want to phrase all of your experiences. Don't make it cliche, and whilst I also say don't make it cliche, don't make it sound like ChatGPT. Don't be using all these words that you don't even know how to use in everyday sentences. Like, just make it sound like you, but also make it impressive. As well as this, you kind of want to stand out. So talk about a topic that maybe not everyone's talking about. So I talked about AI in my dentistry personal statement, and that's something that's like a bit out of the box. So I feel like if you talk about something like that, especially for these very competitive courses, it shows that you're quite unique, because they're going to be reading the same personal statement day in day out. So having something extra like that can also help, so long as you can always relate it back to the degree and to yourself. My final tip for the personal statement: do not give it to too many people. This can be honestly the worst mistake that you can make sometimes, especially when you're stressed. UCAS application, that time period is very stressful, because you're also probably doing mocks and you're doing all this kind of revision. You're just very like, oh, it just feels very stressful. If you give your personal statement to 10 different people, you're honestly asking for more stress, because everyone has different opinions, everyone has different ideas of what should go into a personal statement and how to order it. So you don't want to be listening to everyone, because everyone is not you. At the end of the day, you need someone to check your grammar and spelling, at least 2 people. You need 2 people who are in the course or the degree or have some kind of relation to what you want to do, and then you can also give it to a family member just to give you the a-okay, that it's like, it sounds okay, like it doesn't sound too, you know, it doesn't sound too crazy. That's all you need, because all of this extra people you're giving it to, it may seem like it's helping, but in reality, if everyone starts conflicting each other, it gets a bit too much. So find a group of people that you trust and you're happy with, and that should really help you to make your personal statement better. At the end of the day, most of the refinement will come from you just looking through your papers, just thinking about, oh, maybe I shouldn't include that, or maybe I should include this instead, maybe I should change this sentence. It will come from you naturally, and that's something that will take a while, so definitely give yourself enough time to do that. And finally, if you do all of this right, you should either get an offer or you should get an interview. Interviews in themselves are another case of practice. It's probably not what you want to hear. You probably want to hear this extra tip that will make your interview practice amazing, but one thing that will help you for sure is confidence. I'm telling you, if you saw me a few minutes before these interviews, you would even think I'm the same person that walked into the interview. The confidence was popping. I am quite shy as a person, but in those interviews I was smiling, I was giddy, I was doing all of this, because that's what you need. They don't want someone who's a bit too shy. They want someone who has the confidence to walk in and to say what they need to say. If you want this degree, if you truly want it, you need to give it all of your confidence. You need to act like the part. You need to act like you already got the offer. That's the one that is gonna make them think, yes, I want this person to come into my university. So interviews, practice with friends, family, everyone you can. Practice with doctors, dentists, whatever you want to go into. If you're applying for Oxford, Cambridge, you need to practice with people who have actually been into Oxford and Cambridge. You need to be prepared. So that's why it's very important to prepare with people who have been through the same thing. We're now coming to the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I really hope you found it helpful. Be sure to like, comment and subscribe, and definitely comment down below any questions you have or any other video ideas you want to see in this university course, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.